celebrations are starting to settle down, it's time to turn our attention to a popular Mexican holiday. It's called Dia de los Muertos. It's also known as Day of the Dead.
The Day of the Dead is a celebratory time. It's filled with vibrant traditions, tasty dishes, and quality time with family to remember those they've lost.
Here to share more about the holiday and its traditions, we welcome Chef Jessica Tijerina back to Twin Cities Live.
Jessica!
Hi, Jessica. Jessica, you know what? It's funny, but in many ways, the movie Coco from a couple of years ago from Disney really helped so many people who previously had no idea to become aware of this wonderful cultural celebration.
Yeah, and it brought about light that it's a celebration and not something to mourn. So it's a day where, you know, people get together, and it's said that the souls of the passed on will come join the living for one day of festivities and partying and food and music and flowers, and it's a celebration of past lives.
Well, if there's anything we know about a celebration, particularly if it's in Mexico, you're going to have like over-the-top food.
Yes.
Give it to us, lady. Okay, let's talk about this pan de muerto. What is this?
Pan de muerto is bread of the dead. So it's basically made
cool.
Because the dead love carbs too, right?
The dead loves carbs too as well. Yeah, it's thought to be something that the smell will bring the souls back to where they're going to. So a lot of this food preparation is done days in advance to give them a path. And so same with the marigolds, the flowers is a very potent smell. So those kind of help them find where they're going based on an ofrenda, which is an offering or an altar that celebrates and honors them and what they loved in the past.
Oh my gosh, that's so
that's
beautiful.
where all the food comes from.
Okay, I love that food tradition. So how do you serve
this? So this is a traditional yeast bread. So it's got orange blossom water and orange peel and anise seed, and you bake it, and it's basically a bread of life.
Oh, great.
Cool.
So do we get to eat it?
You do get to try it and eat it.
It looks really delicious.
I know.
And you can just rip it into pieces. You can grab it into pieces. It's coated in sugar and butter.
Okay, well,
oh my gosh,
that's fun.
And
Jessica.
I tried to keep it warm, so hopefully it is, but it's fine cold too. And when it's cold, you can actually serve it with what's next on the menu is a Mexican hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the difference between Mexican hot chocolate and traditional American hot chocolate is that Mexicans use a more granular sugar, so it doesn't dissolve all the way. So it's not a powdered milk. We use full fat whole milk.
Yes,
All right.
that's how it should be
And
done.
cinnamon, sometimes nutmeg, cloves, some of those things. So right now here I've got some milk boiling.
Okay.
And we're going to use these things that you guys may have seen in the store.
Yes.
It's an Ibarra brand or an Abuelita brand of Mexican hot chocolate tablets.
Okay.
Whoa,
Prepared
wait a
for
minute.
you.
I've
Look
never
at
seen this
So
before.
go ahead and drop that.
The whole
the
thing?
whole thing goes
Look,
into
you
about
guys.
4 cups of milk.
Oh my gosh, bring it on.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's delicious.
How
Sometimes
long
I just nibble on it if I need a chocolate
Yeah,
fix.
that would never make it there. How long does it take for that to dissolve?
So it'll start to dissolve right away. We have got the milk going right now, and as you can see, it's already getting in there, nice and brown. It's kind of melting into pieces there.
So can you get this at, like, I'm sure any of the Mexican markets in town, but do other stores have it
Yes,
too?
they do. Some of the major supermarkets carry it right now as well.
Is that right?
Yeah, they
That's
have
great.
Fun.
Well, that's
Their
a fun way to
ethnic
make hot
sections
cocoa.
are getting really big, so there's lots of things they carry, and this is typically something they do carry.
Okay,
So
I'm totally into that.
we're going to have you kind of whisk that a little
I'm
bit.
happy to
It's
do it.
splashy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once that starts to melt in there, what you want to do is heat that milk up, drop it in there, get it warm, and then you add in slowly the rest of the milk. So 1 tablet to about 4 cups of milk.
Super smart.
If you want it really tasty, you're going to want to use half and half for heavy whipping cream.
Yeah, heavy whipping cream would really be
And when you use that, it gets really thick. But also, what happens is the whisk you see is creating bubbles on the surface.
Yes.
Yep.
So the Mexicans have a traditional whisk, which is called a molenillo.
This one.
Which is that guy there.
A molenillo.
So, a molenillo, which means Mexican whisk.
Oh, great.
You can't use it in here because this is actually made for a very large pot for a very big crowd when you have your family over for the celebration. But basically, it's a wooden whisk, and it just kind of rotates in there, and you do this.
Oh,
and
is
it
that how you
creates
do it?
Bubbles.
Okay,
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Look, but this is
Pretty
done.
neat.
It's already dissolved.
Yeah, so
in
that's
there.
good. So we're going to turn that off. We're going to go ahead and scoop some out for you guys. You can see it's still very granular.
Yeah.
How wonderful to just have that on the stovetop too, right?
gosh.
So you can see the chocolate bits on the bottom.
This is so good. This is like
you can
the best.
add like a sprig of orange in there if you want, and then you can also dip your pan de muerto in there.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
dip
dipping
that.
it
It's
in.
made for
I'm
dipping.
it in
Extra
here.
sugar kick for you
This
guys.
is like
'cause-
So far,
biscotti, but better.
she's given us butter, sugar, and chocolate. This is great.
We love you. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so the next thing that we're going to do is kind of a main
Love.
course, because you can live on sugar and chocolate, I'm sure.
Oh,
but
yes, that's good.
The
This is so
next
good.
thing that we're going to do is a molé. Mole is very traditional in Mexican culture. On this day, it is prepared sometimes weeks in advance.
Just side note, I think you've ruined me on all other hot chocolates.
Yeah, that's very good.
Okay, all right, yes. Now tell us more.
The mole is a puerco and mole verde de pepita, which is a green pumpkin seed mole.
Oh, great.
Moles are traditionally dark and rich with dark chocolate.
Yeah.
I decided to go a little off the non-tradition this year and do it a little more fresh. Bring it a little bit more alive.
So what goes into yours?
So what goes into mine is, I'm going to show you here quickly.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Very green. So this is off. We're not actually going to do this.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, we'll pretend.
Okay, good.
So lots of green stuff. So we're going to put in some chicken stock first.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put in these tomatillos, which are green tomatoes. They've actually been cooked in a broth until they're soft. This is how they come.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those green tomatoes in a husk? Yeah, they're just a tomato that grows that way in the ground.
Wow.
They grow in the ground. You don't want to eat them that way, but you cook them down and you make salsa verde, green salsas out of them.
So delicious.
So delicious.
So then all these spices.
So all these spices. So we've got the green tomatoes. We've got what's called epazote. So epazote is a Mexican herb usually used in things like frijoles, black beans, or tea, kind of like a chamomile. It's actually sometimes referred to as skunk sweat.
Oh, gosh.
Tell me this real quick before we go. What are these two other spices that
Those
you have
are
here?
pumpkin seeds, pepitas, and you fry those, black peppercorns and cumin, and you mix all those together with all these greens.
Okay, you got to dish some of that up while we tell everybody
I will.
about where they can find these recipes, because we posted a link, and then you can see how delicious this is.
Indeed. So the link is up at TwinCitiesLive.com. When you're there, very simple. All you got to do is click on food.
She's got more
moving.
stuff under there.
I didn't know. There might be someone under there.
There's a carnitas under there.
All right, yeah, keep going.
Carnitas under there. You should always hide carnitas under the table. Everyone will be so happy.